Hey, folks, welcome back to the Jabber Chamber. Dennis Miller here. Here's a man I proudly voted for last presidential election, and a great man. And I didn't get the candidacy sometime, but who am I to reason why? I mean, that's it. He's running for president, not me. But I know he pretty much could have never said a word, and I would have stepped up and voted for him, just because you don't see greatness in a man very frequently. All I know is when a kid's in a rat hole and they tell him he can split after 3 years because his old man's had a sink pack and he says, I'm staying till my guys stay. Well, what more do I need to know about a guy? Do I need to, is that a life in full, or is Biden in the bubble for 30 years with bad plugs a life in full? The Republican Senator of Arizona, John McCain. Welcome back to the show, Senator.
Hi, Dennis, and thanks for your kind words, and thanks for everything you do, my friend.
Well, listen, Mike Murphy's one of my friends, and he always told me you were the menchiest of menches, my friend. The one thing I didn't get, John, and Senator McCain, I don't call any of them by their names because I figure they're just guys, but I'm going to give you the senator thing because I respect you so much. But what, you know what, I'm hardly a rabble-rouser. I hate the histrionics in a presidential race. And indeed, I've never for 1 second thought that Barack Obama adhered to what his reverend said in that church. But I do know that him saying that he never heard it seemed odd to me. And now I know you have a code and you're not going to go on your code. Did you ever think about it, though, that he was there 250 times for him to say, I never heard the guy say that? Seems a little disingenuous, or it was just never an option for you?
I think it is, but you know, I'd just like to mention one other aspect of the campaign, and just a little over a year ago, the president said that specifically on health care reform, that he would have Republicans and Democrats in negotiating. He would have the C-SPAN cameras in so that the American people could know who's on the side of the pharmaceutical companies and who's on the side of the American people. There's a little room off the floor of the Senate it's a room off the floor of the Senate. Harry Reid and a few Democrats and the administration are there. I'm still waiting for Republican invitation. It must have gotten lost in the mail, and I'm still waiting for the C-SPAN cameras to come in. And what are they doing? Business as usual in Washington, and Americans are becoming very, very cynical about it, and they should be.
Senator McCain, it was easier to get into speakeasy in 1925 than it is for a Republican to get into that room and voice their opinion. But you know
that's exactly right. And look, if that's the way they want to do business, that's fine. But just don't claim that they've changed anything. You see what I mean? It's special interests cutting deals to buy votes and to get the support of the special interests. He happened in that speech to mention the pharmaceutical companies. They cut a deal with the pharmaceutical companies that the pharmaceutical companies would not have to face competition for Medicare recipients, and they would oppose importation of drugs from Canada. Right. They cut a deal with them. And what did the pharmaceutical companies do? Ran $100 million worth of ads supporting their health care reform. I mean, meanwhile, my friend, in my state of Arizona, this morning, the jobless rate, the real jobless rate, is 17%. Now it says 9.5 in the official statistics, but that doesn't count the people that are no longer looking for work.
Yeah, some people have just given up, like Billy Richardson.
Meanwhile, we have Wall Street, thanks to taxpayer guarantees, government guarantees, are making obscene profits and paying obscene bonuses, while the guy on Main Street that I met the other day just had his line of credit cut off.
Yeah, but, you know, Senator McCain, people say that you have to be one way or the other in times. I'm not. Listen, I don't like a lot of things Barack Obama's doing, but I will say this. I'm with him that if somebody's going to take bailout money, the CEO should have some stipulations put on his salary. I'm sorry.
I totally agree. I think these bonuses are obscene. I think the anger out there at what's happening on Wall Street, look, they are getting free money and doing the high-risk things because they know they're too big to fail. Mm-hmm. The small business guy on Central Avenue in Phoenix, he's too small to save.
Yeah,
it's terrible.
He could fail tomorrow, and it doesn't even register on the seismic meter. We're talking to Senator John McCain from Arizona, one of the last cajon phone guys up there, and also Joey Lieberman. I got to give him credit, man.
He's a great guy, and my boy Lindsey Graham. We're the three amigos.
Is Lieberman being ostracized? Well, he's an independent now anyway, isn't he?
Yeah, but he's one. I must say he's the most honest person that I have known in the United States Senate. He's a man who lives his religious beliefs in the most admirable fashion, and he is true to himself and to his principles, and I'm proud to know him.
Yeah. Hey, listen, I didn't get him for a while because he was always on the verge of going down the reflecting pool and giving his Clinton a piece of his mind. And then one day I actually saw him step up to the mic and say, hey, listen, I just got back from Iraq, and it's not as bad as they're painting it. Here's the accurate side. And I thought, wow, you just cut yourself off from the reservation. Good for you, my friend. That's when he became a champion in my eyes. I thought
he stood up and for what he knew was right, and it was not popular in his home state to say that we needed more troops to the surge, and he was right. And the others were wrong. Yeah,
well, kudos to him. Kudos to you for being the first in on the surge. So naturally, I'm going to read the tea leaves through you on Afghanistan. What this treading water is that infuriate the troops more than even coming home? What do the troops want? They want the 40,000 to 60,000, and they want it now, right?
Yes, they do, and they feel confused, if not frustrated, by the delay here, and our allies are extremely nervous about what we're ultimately going to do. They've always been suspicious of us about Afghanistan because we left once, as you know. So I read in the Washington Post this morning, they keep considering this McChrystal Light. There's no such thing. No. You either do what's necessary, the one strategy that wins, or you get out. If they're going to propose a half measure such as 20,000 troops, as is being reported in the media, and that's all I know is what's being reported in the media, I'd rather have us get out. And young Americans are being killed and wounded as we speak, and delaying the resources that are necessary in order to give them more security in their job.
When I see the president speaking to the troops, as I believe either yesterday or 2 days ago, talking about the deliberation that will take place before he puts them in harm's way, the troops I've encountered over the last few years as I go to visit them, I will say this. The one thing that would bother them more is having members of their brethren already in harm's way and not being sent like the cavalry over the hill to rescue them. That is where they draw the line. I think they want to be there to, back their boys.
Their morale is great. The reenlistment and the recruiting is at all-time highs. Now, a lot of that does have to do with the economy, but it also has to do with the kind of leadership and the kind of people that we have in the military, and they want to get the job done. I met yesterday with 10 Gold Star mothers. I am deeply moved and incredulous that their attitude that they have is so positive and so patriotic and so understanding. It embarrasses me to be, it humbles me to be in their company. And they represent, I think, the best of America.
You know, I've been dealing with a cat named George Lutz. He's a Gold Star father, sweet man, lost his boy over there. It devastated him. He's trying to get a national honor and remember flag passed to honor our fallen vets. It's honorandremember.org, folks, if you're out there listening. All you have to do is sign his petition. He's trying to get this in front of guys like John McCain. He'll take it from there and run with it. But all you can do today, go to honorandremember.org. He lost his son. He is on a mission. He will not be turned back. Please, let's help assist him. All right, Senator McCain, you know what I think of you. I haven't glimpsed a lot of great men in public life, but you are one of them, and we appreciate your time today.
Well, I thank you, my friend. And by the way, I'm going to do a couple of more town halls in my hometown of Phoenix this weekend, and I'm looking forward to it. And again, I hate to be so repetitive, but Americans deserve a better deal than what they're getting now, as far as being able to keep their jobs and stay in their homes and have a brighter future. They're not getting it out of this
Well, listen, on Afghanistan, the dealer's holding the cards. The croupier won't even.
There you go.
He won't even fan them, babe. It's time to fan them. Thank you, Senator John McCain. We'll talk at you down the road.